Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? Pray that everybody is doing well. Um, Hopefully you can hear me. I feel like I'm sitting a little closer than close. Um, oh, okay. Woo! Is everybody doing okay today? I just want to know how many people really go and do like a mock. What do you call it? Not a mock, but like a lights, camera, action type of thing. Yeah, I don't really have girls, but I want to make sure they're put up. Amen. Um, just to make sure that they're ready for the camera and what all has to be done on the camera. Um, Tonight is, well, this week actually, as we go into Independence Day, I thought it would be great to do a series on being free. Um, Being free to be yourself, um, being free, um, and even talking about what are some things that hold us back from being free. A lot of times we have, hey, Miss Sheila, how are you? Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate it. A lot of times we have some things that um, kind of restrict us from being ourselves, be it something that we were taught as children, being something that is kind of ingrained in us because of religion, um, just some things that were kind of taught to us to sway us a little bit from who we are. I knew when we were children, it's a parent's job to train us up and to tell us what's right and what's wrong. But the more I look at Desi, and you'll hear me saying her name a lot because she's taught me so much. But the more I look at Desi, the more I realize sometimes we can almost steer a child so much that we take them out of their character and they grow up to be adults that don't really know who they are, aren't comfortable with who they are. And then as you get in your 30s and your 40s and you're still trying to really find your way, I think that contributes a lot to midlife crisis and stuff like that, because you're really realizing like, oh wait, I mean, I might have more time on this earth, and there's some things that I want to do or some things that I want to try, but I didn't try these things, or I didn't do these things because I was told that this was wrong or that this wasn't right. So with Independence Day coming up Saturday, I thought, why not? Let's just talk about a series on free to be. So today it's free to be you. Thursday is going to be another free to be, and then Saturday we'll do a free to be as well. Not sure what our Wisdom Wednesday will be tomorrow, but we'll see. Hey, Florence, how are you? Thank you for coming. But this morning I watched a premiere from another YouTuber, and her channel is Yoga with Mo. I want to make sure that I'm saying that right. And she actually said some stuff today that made me want to share it with you guys. I'm also going to put her link in the description so that we can catch it, not just catch it, but so that you guys can go back and watch it. Give me one quick second and let me get it actually pulled up. But she really blessed me this morning, and I was like, that's it. Yes, yes. And so a lot of times you say stuff and then somebody will come back and they too will say something that really blesses you per se. I want to go to her page and actually pull it up. It's Yoga with Mo. One quick second. Take this down. Okay. And so the title of her video is Hey Jaden, congratulations on your 1K. Hey CeeLo, thank you for coming in. Let me share my screen with you all. Okay. All right. So the title, as you can see, is There's Only One, and it's a must watch, and it's BU Mo's World. And so I watched it this morning. It was a premiere. It's 3 minutes and 53 seconds. I actually told her that I would be sharing it tonight on my live, as well as I shared it out this morning, because again, it truly, pause it. It truly blessed me. And so I'll also put her link in the description, because that's the type of vibe, shall I say, that I want to put out into the world. This is the type of thing that I try to drill not only into myself, but into my children as well. It's so easy to think that, or so easy to feel as if we don't have any value, we don't have any worth. What we're doing is not that important. And she just basically took it to a level today that was, I would say, definitely needed. So I'm about to push play, and again, it's her page is Yoga with Mo. If you're not friends with her, please go, or if you're not following or subscribe to her, please go subscribe. I'm going to make sure I also put her link in the chat. Well, not in chat, in the description box. And also, she's already on my playlist.
Don't compare yourself to others. I just felt like someone out there needed to hear that. You know, we all have different skills, different talents. And as long as you're doing your best, don't worry about other people or what they think of you. Don't think that you should be the same place as somebody who you think has similar circumstances as you. That you should be a certain place by 30, or by 20, or by 15, or by 50, or by 60. Your journey is unique. Don't compare yourself to others. Be you. Be unapologetically you. Be yourself. Be who you are. Be who you're meant to be. Don't compare yourself to who you were or who you're going to be. Enjoy who you are right now. Be you. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't compare yourself to what you could do and you can no longer do it anymore. Don't compare yourself to others, even though that others is your past self. Don't compare yourself to others. You're you. You're the only person who knows how to be you. You have something special to offer to the world. Don't compare yourself to others. Be you. Be unapologetically you. Don't compare yourself to other people and where they are in life, what they've accomplished in life. You might not even notice what you have accomplished. Don't compare yourself to others, to what they have. And forgive yourselves for the things you did not know. Forgive yourselves for what you did when you didn't know better. You know now, you can do better now. Don't compare yourself to others. Be unapologetically you. Be you. You're the only one who knows how. Bye. If you enjoyed my video, go ahead and give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Share this video with your friends so that they can enjoy my content too. And I'll catch you in the next video.
Did you guys enjoy that? Hey, Angela M. Hey, Crystal G. Hey, Total Chaos. Did you guys enjoy that? Like, I saw that this morning, and she blessed me in so many ways. One, I always say, don't compare yourself to others. I tell my children that all the time. Like, don't compare yourselves to each other. Don't compare yourself to somebody else that's in the same grade as you or going for the same thing as you. Especially our sons, one plays football, the other is in the band. But just be your best you. As long as you put forth your best self, then you have nothing to worry about. Like, you should be your only competition. The only thing that you should try to beat is your time. I think about, and I've brought it up before, like in a track meet, how my coach would like meet me as I'm coming around the bend and try to run in with me, and encourage me to go, you can do it, go. And sometimes when it came to cross country, because I was trained different earlier, you're really supposed to start off with cross country slow, and then you speed up towards the end. Well, I was taught to start off fast, get a great lead in front of others, and as they're picking up the pace, you still go, not the fast pace, but the pace that you've already established because you're already ahead. And then when you get like to the last mile marker, you give it everything that you got. And so that's how I was taught to do cross country. So for me, it was never about beating someone else's time, because nobody else used the same strategy that I used. They weren't conditioned to use the same strategy that I used. And sometimes we have to think about that. Because another person probably could have went out and tried to sprint, the first mile or the first mile and a half, and physically wouldn't have made it. But because I was conditioned and trained to sprint that first mile and a half, and then to pace myself that second mile into the third mile, and then to just sprint it on out, I was able to do it. And so it wasn't that I was actually faster or maybe even better. It was just I had a different strategy than what was taught to others. And so you can't compare yourself, because you may be able to do something that you've not done before, or accomplish something that you thought you couldn't accomplish because your brain or your body takes you a different way. I also like that she said, don't compare, or think about when you get to a particular age, I should be at this place by now, or I should be doing this by now. That is so much wasted time. And I can say that now, having been one that's done that before, I can say it now. I can say that it's a waste of time to think about where you should be, to think about something that you may have missed out on. Like those things, they can be thieves. Like I've said it before, comparison is a thief. It steals your joy, it steals your peace, it steals your serenity. It robs you of so much, and you end up missing so many things because you're focused on something else. I remember a pastor saying one time that the grass is not always green on the other side, but sometimes it is, because you've been so busy focusing on it that you've paid more attention to that grass than you have your own grass, and it's caused your grass to die. And we have to be mindful of that if we want to be free. I'm learning it even with my daughter. It's so easy to look at her and look at other kids her age and think, oh my God, I'm failing, or oh my God, I'm not doing this, or oh my God, I'm not doing that. But the truth is, she goes at her own pace, and she doesn't care if she's not at a particular milestone. She doesn't look at other kids and think, oh, I don't do what. No, she's like this free little girl that's in her own world, that's always smiling, no troubles, no frustrations. She's just enjoying life. And so I'm learning to kind of take life like she takes it. um I also love the fact that she says your journey is unique and it can only be fulfilled by you. And I think sometimes we miss out on that as well, the fact that the journey is unique. I think about, I'm not sure if it was Paul or Jacob. I think it was Jacob. 100% sure. Y'all know I'm not a Bible scholar. But the thorn in the side, and God saying that He wasn't gonna remove it because this was, will keep you to basically remember me and that and what I've done. And so sometimes we look at stuff as if it's a hindrance or a deterrent or something negative, when actually there's a positive aspect that we don't end up focusing on because we're so busy looking at all of the um, negative pieces of it. I think about my mom when she says your journey is unique and only you can fulfill it. My mom, since she's passed, I've met quite a few people that remind me so much of her. And there was recently a lady whom I love dearly. She helped me last year with the school system here. And when I say, it was like I had walked in a building and was seeing a darker version of my mom. And she would always say, "Excuse me, Miss Thomas, I'm trying to figure out how to say it differently because they say I say things too harsh." And the truth is, I kept saying, "No, I'm fine." One, because I'm used to it, but two, because you're you. Be you. The world needs you to be you. And that was one of the things that I did love about my mom. Like, she didn't care if she was at church. She didn't care if she was at home. She didn't care if she was before the president of the United States. If she felt what she felt, she was going to say what she felt. If her words came out a way that others thought was inappropriate, she didn't care. It was like she just didn't care. My mama didn't have a filter her entire life. Some people say when you get old, you don't have a filter. No, she didn't have one her entire life. But that was her. That made her unique. It made her be the person that she was. And so it's easy to try to adapt to what the world calls normal, or the normative references. But then I have to question those. Who made them? Who determines what's normal? Who determines the normatives of the world? Who um decide what's manners and what's not manners? And so I just think about how we put all these restrictions and things that prevent us from being free. Total Chaos says individual strategies allow you to maximize your own individual abilities. And I agree, because that's what kind of happened with me in cross country. Along the same lines, why people get personal trainers to pull out the best for them and in them. And that's true, because sometimes we need people that's in our corner that's going to say, "Come on, you can go. Be yourself. Don't worry about that. Stop. No, don't worry about that." One of the things I used to be, my dad is a neat freak, and it bothers me. No other way to say it. When we go to his house, everything is in order, dusted, shining, pretty, no handprints. And that's easy because you've never had any children there. But when you come here, you're going to see some handprints on the door. in the window, on the mirror. You're probably gonna see some trash around the kitchen garbage can because somebody missed the garbage can, and instead of turning around and picking it up and putting it out in the garbage can, and I'm talking about the children, not the adults, they walked away like the garbage can wasn't there. Desi's toys probably gonna be all over the floor in her room. We have gotten her confined to her room and not all over the house, praise God. But we live here. And so I had to get to a point where I was okay with that, because every time he would come in the house, it would be something like, oh, y'all got these toys everywhere. Or, oh, y'all got... So finally, I got to the point like, hey, don't come here talking about the house. We live here. Not I don't do live here, but 7 people live here. Now I don't do 7 people live here, but 2 of them I'm taking care of. They can't take care of themselves. So unless you're gonna come clean up or send a maid or something, don't say nothing. And so it no longer bothers me. But I had to learn how to not let it bother me. Initially, it would bother me. It would hurt my feelings. My hair. Oh my God. My dad, from the time I was little, instilled in me that don't no man want a bald headed woman. And so I think back to every time that I've cut my hair and how free I felt cutting my hair. And it didn't make sense. Like, I mean, hair can be heavy, true, but the sense of freedom that I got with each haircut made me realize, okay, this probably goes a little bit deeper than just getting my hair cut. But those words hold you back. And so the last time I got my hair cut, I think it was before the beginning of the year. Um, I just remember my dad had seen me before that because he'd been here, and it was long. I'd been getting it straightened out, but I still could do my puff. And then I cut it. So we went, I don't know how many weeks before my dad saw it, but I called him first to say, hey, I've cut my hair. So when you do see me, I don't want you to say anything about it. It's gone. Um, and that's that on that, because it's just hair. You know, it's not, if it's gonna grow back, it's gonna grow back. Guess what? If not, okay, it's not. But I'm not gonna battle about it because it's hair. Crystal G said no filter. She was probably stress free too, letting it out. True, true, true. CeeLo says all I know is short hair. Exactly. I so many times the amount of parents that I've said, especially being a licensed hairstylist, the amount of times that I've told parents that every child is not going to have hair flowing down their butt. It doesn't matter how many treatments you give. It doesn't matter how well and balanced their diet is. Everybody is not going to have long hair, and it's okay. Like, it's truly okay. And so I think just getting to a place where we can be comfortable with just being okay in who we are, free to be you, free to enjoy you. Actually, if I didn't have a husband, I probably wouldn't have no hair on my head. And that's just me telling you the truth. It'd probably be really, really, really short, brushable short. And yeah. Um, Another thing that she said was, and this really got me, she said, don't compare yourself to who you were. Don't compare yourself to who you're going to be, but enjoy who you are right now. And I think about all the years that I lost, thinking about where I came from, trying to figure out where I was going, and not paying attention to where I am right now. And I think if we were to be honest, we all can say we've gone through that moment where we think about where we've been, trying to figure out how we're going, so much so that we neglect right now. And like right now is the gift. It's the present. It's the gift. And sometimes we lose focus of the gift. Um and so I like that part. Like that really stuck with me. And then she said, forgive yourself for the things you did not know. And I don't know about you guys, but there are so many things that I didn't know. I just didn't know. And it's some of it still weighs on me now. Um because you want to do better, you want to be better. Um And so when I heard her say that this morning, I was like, there are some things that I need to forgive myself for, things that I just didn't know. It doesn't make me a horrible person. It doesn't make me less of a person. It's just I didn't know. Hey, Shutterbug Mary, how are you doing? I just didn't know. So learning how to forgive myself for what I didn't know, and so it's like, okay, I can I can do that. That makes sense. Um, and then she says my favorite part of the entire thing, probably, hey, the positive mukbanger, thank you for coming in, is she stated, be you because you're the only person that can be you. And it makes me think about that picture that I keep behind me that says, simply become who you are. We make life so much harder than what it has to be when we try to align ourselves with others, when we try to align ourselves with the idea of others. We miss out on so much that is sitting right in front of us when we're focused on something else. Hey, B Bug. Um, when we're focused on what others have to say or what others even think we should be doing. You know, it's easy to tell your children, you should do this, or you should try this, or you should, but sometimes we just kind of have to let them find their way. And that's the same way we are. Sometimes we just have to figure out what is our way. And a lot of times, instead of trying to figure it out on our own, and I can say this, and I can't tell you any other way, but it just makes sense to go back to the person who created us and ask for some guidance. And when we get that guidance, sometimes it's just stay in the present, stay in the now. Again, don't focus on or compare yourself to who you used to be or compare yourself to where you're trying to go, but focus on right now. We miss so many blessings, so many gifts, so many presents, so many things because we're not focusing in the moment. And then when these things pass us by, um, hey, Shutterbug. So it's not a hey, Seven in Love. How are you guys doing? So this isn't a growth stream. Actually, I think the only um, forgive me, the only content creators in here are Florence, Go Getter Shirley, Jalen. I'm sorry, Jaden. Forgive me, Jaden. Um, and Shutterbug Mary, B Spring, and the Positive Mukbanger, and Seven in Love. And so, if you would like to connect with them, that is fine. Um, I don't have an issue with that. Hi, His Chosen Queen, Miss Belinda. Thank you for coming in. Just stopping in to drop a little love. Stay blessed and focused, young queen. Thumbs up to you. Thank you so much. I am trying. And my purpose in trying is truly because I don't want to miss the mark. Like, I don't want to miss the right now. I don't want to focus on where I came from. I don't even want to focus on where I'm going. Just the right now. And so when listening to Mo say that, it was, I don't know, it was refreshing. It was eye opening. It's always eye opening when you hear someone else say some things that you think, or someone else um, feels like you feel. And so I thought that was pretty cool. Trying to make sure I got everything. So, when thinking about being free to be you, you're okay, and it's fine. You can, I mean, you can connect however you like. You can network. I'm fine with that. when you think about free to be you, what are some things that you think, or what are some things that you would say prevents individuals from being themselves or feeling free to be themselves? And I know I named a few of them, like childhood and expectations of parents and religion. I think about, and it's crazy because well, not crazy, but I used to follow the Duggars quite a bit. And when Ginger got married, she started wearing pants and she started wearing shorts. And the magazines just had a field day ripping her apart, and ripping her family apart. But in my mind, I'm thinking she's an adult with a whole husband. Why are they? Her husband obviously is okay with her in pants. Her husband is obviously okay with her in shorts. What's the problem? But the world tore into her. B Spring said fear, competition, and just being weird. So, how do we make being weird a norm? And I know that sounds probably weird, but like, again, who defines what the norm is? When did the norm start? How far back does the norm reference go? Um, how far back does etiquette go? Like, I don't know, like those things for me. And then fear of what? Being rejected, of not being accepted, of being isolated, or, and his chosen queen, Miss Belinda says, a lot of it is trying to fit in or want to be liked. Yes. And I definitely agree with that. And I think that even goes back to childhood for um many of us. And I can say us because I remember a time that I wanted to be a part. Um some would even say that, yeah, yeah, just wanting to be a part. It took me a long time to realize that everybody's not gonna like you. It doesn't matter how good you are to people. It doesn't matter how um, positive you are. There are some people that's just gonna find stuff to be negative about. There are some people that are so negative that they'll feel there's no way she can be that positive. And so with that, we just have to kind of not, it's kind of like a, what's that? It's a fabric that if it gets wet, it just kind of, water resistant fabric. We just kind of have to let that stuff roll because we can't control that. I will say it was late in my 20s when I realized that some people, it's not you, it's them. And, but you just have to say, and I love the way my husband says it for some people, it's really not you, it's them. But you just have to say, you know what, it's me. And in order for this to be a positive environment, I will remove me. And sometimes we have to accept the blame or take the blame or take the high road in order to prevent a catastrophe, in order to prevent others getting hurt. A lot of times we don't realize that our actions are a domino effect. Like all of us as individuals are connected to somebody. And I say it time and time again that all of our lives are connected and we're responsible for somebody else getting to their destiny. I just believe that that's how we were created. That's how we were placed on the earth. So if we're not walking in our purpose, if we're not doing what we were uniquely created to do, then how can we be certain that this person who we may not even know, may never meet, may never come in contact with, but their purpose may still very well be tied to us. But because we're not being our individual selves, we're trying to be someone else, we miss the mark, which causes the domino effect and everyone else the miss the mark. Let me go back up. Okay. B Spring says money defines norm. True. And majority defines norm. That's true. The positive mukbanger says when people see others excelling and they are in stagnant state, it may cause them to want to be where the other people are. So they try to mimic or compete with them. That is true. Um, that is true. Which, and even then, you have to, like, at what point? Well, let me read the rest of these and then I'll ask the question. Shutterbug Mary says a lot of people worry about what others think of them instead of being happy and what makes them happy. Come on, Shutterbug, you're speaking, honey. Um, Miss Chosen, I mean, sorry, his chosen queen, Miss Belinda says, true queen, positive 100. Total Chaos says, it's really being able to accept who you are and setting your own standards. Yes, yes, yes. CeeLo says, that's so true at the positive mukbanger. Um, his chosen queen, Miss Belinda says, so true. Um, his chosen queen, Miss Belinda says, it's me and move on. Angela M says, so true. The positive mukbanger says, then there is just plain old jealousy. Some people want what you have, so they will do whatever they can get, what can to get what you have, whether through simulation or tearing you down. His chosen queen, Miss Belinda said, again, positive 100%. The BBK, hey, Aisha and Darcio and chat, just got off work. Hey, the BBK, thank you for stopping in with me. The positive mukbanger, let's talk about that. I struggle with jealousy. And when I say I struggle with jealousy, not that I struggle with being jealous, I truly struggle with understanding jealousy. Like, uh, I can't explain it, but like for me, my brain has to wrap around stuff in order to get it. And I've never understood jealousy. Like I've always thought the best of people. I'll never forget. I had a friend. We're in high school, and it was our junior year. And I kid you not, we were both on homecoming court, and we end up picking the same dress. Like her mom bought her dress, my mom bought my dress. Well, I didn't know it was the same dress, but she did have her dress first. And when we found out that we bought the same dress, I was like, okay, well, cool. We gonna be dressed like you. I'm gonna win one, you gonna win the other. It don't matter. We're gonna be cute. Blah blah blah. Didn't think anything of it, but she didn't want that. She wasn't happy about that. It was like, no, I don't want you wearing the same dress. And I remember my mom checking me out of school, and I didn't understand. And she was like, I was like, what? She was upset, and my mom would get upset real quick, and so she was upset. She was like, I'm finna take the dress back. I'm gonna take you get another dress, and she just went all off, and I was like, oh my lord. And so she took me to get another dress. Now the we remain friends. I wasn't upset about it. I didn't stop being her friend because of it. That was her choice. Though my mom felt as friends, it shouldn't have been an issue. But I'm like, well, I mean, she had the dress first, and if she doesn't want me wearing the dress, I won't wear the dress. Like I've always been that type of person. We ain't got a beef about no dress. Okay, fine. And end up finding the dress like $39.99, I believe, and that other dress like $100 and some dollars. And so my mom never really got over it, but I did because it was just a dress. Like I wasn't trying to be like her. We obviously had the same taste. When I found out, I was like, hey, okay, great. And she was not having it, though she never told me. She just told her mom, who called my mom. And so I don't know if that was jealousy or, I mean, we were different in size and shape, but I don't, I mean, you were my friend. So I don't know. So I struggle with wrapping my mind around jealousy and why. Um, I don't know. And so I don't know if it just stems from a person's personality or something that's buried in them. And I know I have to get away from the what's that the idea that I can fix or help someone with the issue. Sheldon Unstoppable Royal TR Link. Hey Sheldon. Oh Lord, you sound like my mama. BBK said you were probably going to look better than her in the dress, and her mama was messy boots for even saying anything to your mom about it. And I need you to know my mama checked me out of school. Like she checked me out of school to go buy a dress. I was like, what? And I had geometry at the end of the day too. I didn't have time to be playing with the lady about no dress. Just go get one. No, it wasn't even geometry. I think I was in calculus or pre-calculus at that time. I didn't have time to play with her about no dress. But she was serious. She snatched me up quick to go get a new dress and took the other dress back. Sheldon, did you want me to drop TR's link for you? TR News and Reviews. I know he's going on at 10. CeeLo says, host, I don't remember none of this, girl. Let me tell you. The BBK said, I bet your mama wanted to roll stomp her mama to Gusher cuss the whole time we was in Macy's returning that dress and went to the other stores to get to get dresses. It was a mess. But I've never been able to wrap my mind around it because I've always wanted the best for everybody. And I think that's why I struggle even with some of the stuff that's going on in the world, because I always feel like we should be able to have these kumbaya moments. We should be able to have these moments of unity and just, I don't know. And so it's like, and I'm not naive to the stuff that happens in the world, but I just feel that those that connect to me, that we kind of, I don't know, think the same or whatever. But my husband taught me real good that I don't think like most people. And so that just imagine being 30 something and realizing that most people don't even think like you, like other people's brain do something different. His chosen queen, Miss Belinda, says, I don't understand jealousy. I could never be jealous of a sister I praise and want all to be the best. They can be strong, respectful Black women. We're queens and should uplift each other. And I'm 100% on board with that. I firmly believe that that whole fixing each other's crown, and that's me. I have no issue with saying, girl, you look good, you are beautiful, that dress you wearing that dress, you know, no, I have no issues with that. And so I don't know. Hey Delvin, how are you? The positive mukbanger says, I don't get jealousy either. Like you said, be your authentic self. In my opinion, jealousy stems from self-esteem issues. Girl, everybody can be great. Like there's no cap or no limit to how many people can be great. Like we all can be great. We all can help each other be great. We can be great together. We can start a great club. You know what I'm saying? Like the Be Great Together Clubhouse. Like, why does there have to be any form of competition? Why does there have to be any form of discord? And the one thing that I even had to stop myself from saying, because I used to say it all the time because it was true, majority of my friends were male, but this was because of the way that I was raised. Plus I had more girl cousins than I did boy cousins. But my mom would always say, girls ain't nothing but full of mess. Don't you hang around girls. Don't do it. So majority of my friends growing up were boys. Because my mama told me that girls are full of mess. Girls are catty. Girls are this. And so when I say I had to go through a full transition to be able to trust having a friendship with women, this, I don't know if Biba is still here, but she can tell you that it wasn't easy to be my friend. because I always had my guard up. I ain't know how to let my guard down. I'm still learning how to let my guard down because it was something that was ingrained in me. But I don't believe that God created us to not be able to get along with each other. Like, that's something that was ingrained in us that's not okay. Do you know how far we could get in life if we could just connect and do the things that we're supposed to do together? Um, and just helping each other, lifting each other. I don't get that. Um, and self-esteem is still something that we can work on together. Like, for me, like I shared the other day about the whole weight piece. I should be able to go to my friend and say I'm struggling with my weight. I don't like it without worrying about if my friend is going to talk about me with somebody, or if my friend is going to talk about my weight, or I cut my hair and I don't like it, or I changed my hair color and I don't like it, and not have to worry about that being this, you know, extra conversation that's not necessary per se. And I think that that's the greatest issue for some of us when it comes to health issues, is because we keep so much stuff in, because who do we trust? Like, we literally don't trust anybody. Um and then when we do have a good friend to come along, we're so used to having walls and barriers and boundaries that we'll sabotage a friendship just to make it uh, turn out to what we thought it was going to be anyway, when in fact it wasn't even anything different. So again, that comes back to the comparison, and comparison is a thief. So it steals people out of your life, it steals things out of your life, and then the next thing you know, you're getting older and nobody wants to be around you, or you're wondering why nobody wants to be around you, when in fact it's people that want to be around you, but you're pushing everybody away. And I can say that from experience, because I've done it. I've pushed people away just because I don't want to have to. It takes a lot of energy to trust, if that makes sense. um BBK says yes at the positive mukbanger. Positive mukbanger says his chosen queen, Miss Belinda, exactly. um Shutterberg says, Aisha, great, interesting chat. I will drop in again for next one. Need to sleep. Good night. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much for coming by, Shutterbug Mary. I appreciate you. Um, Positive Mukbanger was saying good night. Delvin Stewart says, I'm feeling the natural look. We need more women to be natural. Just my feelings. Um, the Positive Mukbanger says, right. Judge Free Zone. Delvin Stewart, CeeLo says, you're right. Um, so thank you for that comment, Delvin Stewart. And I will say that when I cut my hair, it was not to be natural. I cut my hair because I wanted it styled like Chrisette Michelle and colored like hers. And once I got tired of that style, I was gonna go back to my relaxer. And then I realized that my body changed when I stopped using the relaxer, and that's kind of crazy being hairstylist. And I was like, you know what, I can't do this again. And so yeah, his chosen queen, Miss Belinda, says, I promise you, all my close friends from childhood till now were and are men, raised by four older brothers and four younger. I had to learn that women are emotional beings. Women are very, I got a friend that says it all the time. You know, we emotional creatures. I love her to death, but that's one of her favorite phrases. Because you know, women, we emotional creatures, and we are. Like, we really are. And I think that's the other thing we try. Well, no, we try as Black women, and I can say that. Um, See you later, Miss Sheila. Thank you so much for coming in. You be blessed as well. Thank you. I remember I lost my train of thought. As Black women, we have so much on our shoulders. And when I say so much, a lot on our shoulders. And so sometimes majority of the times we're raised to be tough. we're raised to suck it up. We're raised to realize that this world is not for us. Get your stuff together because you got to be your best you. You got to raise these children to be them best selves. You ain't got time to deal with yourself. You ain't got time to deal with your feelings. Get your feelings in order. You ain't got no feelings, because you got to make sure that your children are straight. And when you get your children raised in that house, then you can think about having some feelings, but you ain't really have time to have feelings then because that's a waste of time because you need to live your best life. Like, there's never any time that's truly allotted for us to just be us. And I think we have to take it. The positive said, "Oh, I love Chrisette Michelle. Chrisette Michelle. I love Jilly from Philly. Erica Badu. India Ari is my absolute favorite. Let's see. The list could go on, truthfully. Lettucey, of course, Whitney Houston, who wouldn't? The list could definitely go on and on and on when it comes to female artists. Let's see. Ooh. Okay. So I asked about that, and there was another question that I was going to ask, and I forgot just that quick. Well, it wasn't that quick because it was a little bit earlier, and I didn't ask it. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. I think the question that I was going to ask, period, was what are some things that we can do to try to offset some of the unhealthy tips or ways that we were raised so that we can be free to be us? What are some things that we have to let go of? Listen, you name all my faves. Yeah. Like, give me that. Now, don't get me wrong. I like my Isley Brothers, Maze. Let's see. Marvin Gaye, Here My Dear. I like some of the 90s stuff too, but when it comes to music, I'm a little old, so I like jazzy stuff. Shout out Derek C. Williams. Derek C. Williams in the building. That's my brother from another mother, Greenville, Mississippi, till he die, by way of Philly. Oh yeah, Lauren. I forgot about that. Yeah, I love Lauren. Jill got me through a real hard time in my life, like for real. Yeah, I forgot about Lauren. Yeah, pretty much. That's everybody. Yeah. Devin Stewart, I will make sure that we are connected, and I thank Derek for even sharing me out. I thank all of you for even visiting with me today. I posted a video earlier saying I want to be, let me look this time, because the last time Georgia Bulldogs was like, "You're it." And I didn't realize it. I was like, "What? I am? Quit playing." So let me see. I know that I'm almost at my 1K. Hey. Let's see. Whew. Oh, my Jesus. Y'all, I'm at 869. I need 131 subscribers before getting to my 1K. Like, my heart is really beating fast. My heart is beating fast. Oh my God. Since I've been on the Positive Book Banger, I've gotten 3 new people. Praise God. That's cool. That is so cool. And I think the excitement for me is just that I get to, at that point, like, share out other people. I get to y'all ain't gonna be able to tell me nothing with this community tab, babe. I'm gonna be sharing out some of everybody with this community tab. Because again, I just think that we all can make it, and we all can be where we need to be. I think the platform is big enough for all of us. And the key is staying true to you and who you are. I also love that she talked about forgiveness. Hey, Pen Prayer. Hey, Aunt Panita. Since she said hi, niece. um, I also like the idea that even Derek said it last Saturday when he said YouTube. Don't worry about a category. It's called YouTube. So you do, and you talk about what's there for you. And I think we need to look at life the same way. Life is about you, being your best you. Like you can't, um, what is it? You can't depend on somebody else to help you define you. You have to define you for yourself. You have to know, and we know, as individuals, we know the things that we like about ourselves. We know the things that we don't like about ourselves. Um, we know the things that a good way is the things that you do, and then after you do it, you be like, why did I do that? Why did I say that? Um, Dre CL said YouTube streets are hot at CeeLo. Um, wait a minute, what did you? Delvin Sir says you're great. I will support you. I'm going to subscribe. Thank you, Delvin. I appreciate that. The positive mukbanger said, "That's awesome, Aisha. Stay grinding. I shall." And the positive mukbanger, I'm gonna help you grind too. So let's get together. Like I don't have notifications on my they're not turned on my Instagram, but I am because I realized that a lot of people DM me on Instagram instead of Facebook, and my Facebook is actually open. It's public. Well, anything you want to see about me is there. Angela M says, I'm going to get there. Angela, I just thank you for being the supportive person that you are. Like, I've never seen anything like it. She does not have a channel, and yet she supports everybody. And I don't even know that she supports everybody, but if she supports you, she goes hard for you. And I appreciate it. Drake, but the YouTube streets are hot at CeeLo. What did CeeLo say to make you say that? These YouTube streets, oh, as Dre would say, yeah. Yeah. Um these YouTube streets that they are definitely real. Derek said it best. You cannot have thin skin. You gotta have tough skin, um, which is fine. This is I'm gonna be me. Um, I choose to be somebody that spreads light and not darkness. Um, I choose to allow my platform to be just what I stated from the very beginning, a safe place for us to have the uncomfortable but necessary conversations. Um, I want us all to feel free to just be who we are. Like and it's not like I can give you permission, but it's almost like I want to give the world permission to say, hey, just be you, be who you are. We don't have to think. Yeah, I caught that, Angela. I brought it back. I was like, you know what? No, she don't support everybody, but if she does, she go hard for you. um it's like I want to say, just be you. It's okay. You don't have to fit in between these confines or these guidelines. You don't have to do, just be you. And it's so easy. It's easier said than done. And that's because we also live in a world that does put forth so many levels of judgment when it's not necessary. We're all unique. um Yoga by Mo said it best. We're all unique. So if you just be authentically you, then you can fulfill your purpose. But if you're not being authentically you, then how can people receive you? Um, how do they know what they're getting that day? Like, and I know we all have good days and we all have bad days, but there should be a pattern of consistency. And if there isn't, that means that you aren't certain about you. And so that's the part that we have to figure out. Um, because it's okay to be you. Like, I want whoever, all of us, to be who we are, be okay in it, walk in it, walk with our heads held high in it, and not be afraid to be who we are. Hey, Misty, it's me. Thank you for coming in. Hey, Vermont Painting Photos. Yes, absolutely. Because guess what? I'm probably considered a bit crazy too. um, so hey, you just Devon sir, how do you become a moderator? Just the question I have to ask. So for me, my mod is my husband and my son, um, Derek C. Williams, and I think that's it. Oh, and AW, and all of everyone with the exception of Derek. I think Angela's one, and if she's not one, I am going to make sure that she's one. But I think she is one. Let me check to make sure while I'm talking about that. Um, yeah, and that's because she has been with me since day one. I mean, she was rolling with me before I ever even had a YouTube channel. She was pushing me to have a YouTube channel. And so I limited the mods to that. One, to keep peace, because me being new to these YouTube streets, I didn't know how important a wrench was. I mean, I've never wanted a wrench or anything like that. I assumed that a wrench was just a wrench and that most of those people were already friends. I didn't know that people were just giving out wrenches. Um, and so, yeah. Actually, Misty, I'm about to get off now. I did have it out earlier, and then, yeah, I'm keeping it, trying to keep it closer to an hour tonight, just because, yeah, we got two more parts to this Free to Be series. And so I don't want to use everything in one night because I still have to do it Thursday night and Saturday morning. I know Saturday morning is the 4th of July, but that series is going to be Free to Be Me. And so you never know what you're going to get about me. But that's why I choose to be open. The Positive Banger says, Aisha, I've enjoyed this time with you all. I need to step away, but I will watch the rest on replay. You have a blessed evening. You have a great evening as well. And there's not much more. My goal was to try to stick close to an hour tonight. Because yeah, I really want to hit my 1K by tomorrow. And so I want to get out in these YouTube streets and start back networking. I've been doing it all day. Misty, it's me, most definitely. I'll be on tomorrow. Shortly, don't know what time, for Wisdom Wednesday. I'm just, whenever the Lord leads, I'm just gonna come on. And then Thursday it will be 8 p.m. Central, and then Saturday it'll be 11:30. Vermont Paint and Photo says, "Thank you. Sorry I lurked so long. I like to listen." You're not lurking. You're fine. You don't have to say anything. Devin Stewart says, "Me and my wife going to create a page called the Stewart Flame." That is pretty cool. There, I've seen a lot of families. Yes, I'm gonna drop his link as well. Let me put that link in here. I've seen a lot of families that have started together, and I think that that is absolutely amazing. Me trying to wrangle 7 people, I would need a whole crew to help us be great. Um, Otherwise, we would probably be struggling to even get everybody on film. And one of my other concerns is my baby, because sometimes she has clothes on, sometimes she does not. So yeah, um, that was just, that in itself is a concern. Give me one quick second. So to all of my family in the chat, just want you guys to know that I love you. I know that today is a time that we're all reflecting upon, missing grandma, missing mom. But I pray that we all know that, and I know that we all know that she's in a better place. Didn't take away the necessary sting. But most importantly, I pray that we don't forget the teachings that were instilled upon us regarding family, and sticking to each other. And I'm grateful that we haven't thus far. And I pray that our children continue to carry that on. Um, so I love you guys. I couldn't end tonight's show without mentioning Grandma and just how much I love her and appreciate her for pouring into me, and into all of us, but pouring into me the way that she did. She's the reason I am a lot. Truthfully, what you see is what you get. She taught me a lot when it comes to even caring for others. It was second nature to me because I saw her do it. I begged to help her do it because I wanted to be wherever she was, and so it doesn't bother me. So yeah, I do miss her, but I thank God for answering our prayer and her prayer, which was that she did not suffer and God didn't allow her to suffer. So with that being said, all I can say is, I love you guys and let's keep the legacy going. Whatever that looks like for us, but let's just make sure we keep it going so that our children can do the same. Dre says, "Hey everyone, let's make sure to hit the thumbs up, share, and subscribe." Yes, babe, thank you. Also hit the bell to stay notified on new videos, of course, and I appreciate you all for that. So with that being said, I am going to put a link in the chat. If you guys could just like just go over there real quick and say an Aisha raid or Aisha sent me and hit the like button, I greatly appreciate it. It's to TR News and Reviews. Again, he's the reason why I am where I am. He truly encouraged me. But it's also a great place to be. They have some great topics over there, some great conversations over there. I love that we can be open over there and not be judged. So for those that were looking for opportunities to grow, that will be the place to go. And again, just type Aisha Ray. You don't even have to spell my name correctly. He'll know that you're talking about me because I don't think there's another one in the chat. But yeah, so I thank you guys for joining me tonight. I truly, truly appreciate everybody that came. Delvin Stewart, thank you so much for subscribing. I think if you subscribe, you've just made me you're my 870. I'm gonna make sure here. One quick second. Yeah, my heart beats so fast every time I hit refresh. Because the crazy thing is, yesterday I had gotten up to 776, and then I lost 6 people, which was fine. It wasn't even a YouTube disconnect. 6 people actually unsubscribed to me, and it was fine. And so, but then I got 6 people right back again, and I was like, whoa. And then today it's just been growing and growing and growing. And so for that, I am grateful. Because it could be different. So Delvin, I thank you for subscribing to me. Can't thank you guys enough for even joining me tonight. I'll catch you guys tomorrow with a quick Wednesday wisdom, and then I'll be back Thursday for part 2 of Free to Be series 3 of 3, but part 2 of 3. And yeah, if y'all could click that link, just go over and say Aisha sent me, hit the like button, and then if you choose to stay. If not, not. But other than that, y'all have a good night. I love you guys, and sending lots of peace, joy, love, blessings your way. Have an amazing day. Well, night, shall I say, or day for those of you that it's morning time. Thank y'all for joining me. I love you guys. Bye.